Hey guys, it's Alex. Welcome back to CollectioNeo and Statue Forum. I'm back again for another review for you guys, and as you can probably tell, we got a big old Moon Knight here. This is XM Studios, 1/4 scale, Moon Knight, comic version, as they always put on their boxes for some reason. Ignore the hand on the ass there, I will explain that very soon. Just a little bit of background on Moon Knight. Hey, why not? Moon Knight is one of the actual first few characters that I really fell in love with. I didn't really get into Marvel massively until like 2004, 2005, thanks to the Ultimate Alliance video game. And Moon Knight, Deadpool and Ghost Rider were the first ones that I was really drawn to. In 2006 they did a run by Charlie Huston and David Finch, which is also the point where I fell in love with David Finch's artwork, and that was kind of it. It sealed the deal for Moon Knight. A really interesting and different character, not the usual vigilante. And then obviously, as you probably know, Moon Knight has these weird split personalities which they've really focused on in recent times. The whole sanity and psychosis of Mark Spector has been explored wildly, you know, through the years, especially like with the Jeff Lemire run, which is fantastic. I'd say if you start at the David Finch and Charlie Huston run and work your way up to present, that's a hell of a lot of good reading. Even the Bendis stuff in the middle, where they pushed him into Avengers, there's some really fun stuff there. There's a fantastic few issues where he believes that Captain America and Wolverine and Spider-Man are with him. Are they? Are they not? Who knows? But there's some really good fun stuff done with him, and it's just a visually and interesting character, and you know, very easily to be drawn to. You know, similar to Batman, he's got the cape, he's got the cowl, he's got the gadgets, but it's all, instead of being bat based, it's moon based. And let's face it, the moon's cooler than a bat. So yeah. As for statues, the Boeing design statue was one of the first full size. I think it was actually the second full size I picked up after Deadpool on release. It was just lucky that as I got into the character, Boeing released one, and I had the silver one. They did a silver and they did a white, and that stayed in my collection until I sold the Boeings. I recently picked up the Diamond Select Marvel Premiere one, which is fantastic actually. It's a great little statue. If you check out my Instagram at CollectioNeo, you can see some shots of that. It came out really well. I think I posted a bunch on Statue Forum as well, and the Diamond Select forum, so check that out. And then this guy, this was obviously shown by XM in concept, and I was like, oh boy, someone's doing a 1/4 Moon Knight, and it looks rather fantastic. So when it was shown, I was a little dismayed, and to be honest guys, I haven't been hot on this statue whatsoever. It was also incredibly expensive. It was a made to order XM exclusive if I remember correctly, but it didn't do particularly well. I don't know if that's just the character or the pose or the expense, but I was looking at pre-ordering it, and it was looking at, you know, 1,100–1,200 quid, and then I just couldn't drop it on it. I didn't love it enough. You know, I love the character, but it just wasn't the perfect representation of Moon Knight. And then I saw videos and photos, and I thought, yeah, I can live without that guy. I don't need that. Yeah, it's cool. XM have done a brilliant job, as they usually do. A few little things that we will go over, but you know, generally 90%, 95% of it's fantastic. So why is it sitting here in front of me? Cheap. I got it pretty cheap. I ended up picking it for 700 from the UK, which I was thrilled with. And I have to say guys, it's one of those statues where in hand it just tells a completely different story. I've said this 100 times before on these videos. You know, you get probably 20% from pictures, maybe 50% from a video, but you don't really get a feel for its size and the presence and the textures and the looks and the paints than you do from getting it in hand. You only get 100% from getting it in hand. Now that's not always possible, because obviously you don't want to drop ridiculous amounts of money on a statue that you're not quite sure about, but you know, general positivity, and people who I know are Moon Knight fans I like this statue. They acknowledge some of the faults of it, which we all go over, but generally I am really, really happy with it, and I think it's a lot better than pictures do it justice. It's a, you know, it's a lot better than videos do it justice, and I think once it's perched high on your display, it looks fab. Will there be a better Moon Knight statue? Probably. There probably will be. Whoever goes for that, maybe it's Iron Studios, maybe it's Sideshow, I don't know, but for now I am more than happy to have this guy in my collection. So what we'll do, guys, we'll start at the base. We've got a few switch outs to go over, including that hand on the ass, which I'll tell you about, but for now we'll get in close and we'll start from the base and work our way up. And we're back. So we'll start on this base. We've obviously got Khonshu is the moon god, which Moon Knight prays to and was resurrected by. So obviously we've got a very Egyptian themed base here. A simple pedestal with some carvings in there, which we'll get a little close on in a moment. And we've got some hieroglyphs on the front. Now, does anyone know what these hieroglyphs mean? I would love them to say Khonshu. I'm guessing we've got the moon here, so maybe it does, and there is bird icons, and obviously Khonshu is a bird or some sort of bird creature. And then on the side here we've got these fantastically detailed pieces. Let's just pull these wings off the base and we'll get a bit closer. So I've just pulled one of the wings off, guys. As you can see, we've got this bird. It's really well done, really cool. You know, again, these are details that you can kind of look at in in pictures or in a video, but in hand you really get to see, you know, all the work that XM put in stuff, and XM do put a lot of work in. Let's move up a little bit to the bird itself. It's got this bird squatting 4 feet, kind of like a gargoyle, but it's obviously very much an Egyptian bird. We'll do a 360, guys, and then I'll speak about the wings, and we'll go up to the actual face of the bird. So here's the main part of the base, the bird, which I guess represents Khonshu. These wing parts are actually separate pieces, and they are actually plastic. That's because they become to very delicate tips, which you can see here. You see a bit of flexibility in there. They are plastic. Now, one of the issues that people were having was how this sat on the base. I'll show you mine. Now, I picked this up off eBay, so I don't know if the original person had corrected it, but I've seen ones where this wasn't sitting flush to here or here. It was actually down here, or one was up, one was down. So it's just the old hairdryer technique. Warm it up. It's only plastic, and then just put it there, hold it, and not a real big issue. As far as I'm concerned, if I've got to take a hairdryer to a statue, that's par for the course. I'd much prefer them to come a little tiny, a bit warped than broken. So great choice on material. Details on the beard, or the Khonshu beard I should say, fantastic. It's got this brushed bronze look. It's enough not to say it's actually a real good contrast to Moon Knight, who's obviously decked out in silvers and white, so the dark base really well textured, really works. And let's move up to the man himself. So we've got Moon Knight perched, almost stepping forward, ready to leap off, ready to attack. Now the costume, I was not too sure about, that they'd used silver highlights all over it, and I've seen some pictures where the silver looks really like completely different, and it might look a bit different on this on this video, but these silver highlights actually match the white really, really well. The boot and the arm gauntlets are really, really well weathered. You know, very much army issue, you know, to give them protection. There is a tiny bit of sloppiness on the belt when it comes to paints, but it's really not as bad as people would have you think. The actual blending of the silver and the white is excellent. And of course we've got this huge cape, which is so well textured and so well done, it looks like cloth. Ignore the hand on the ass, I will explain that. And you know, we've got all this dark at the edge of the cape where it's been dragging on the floor. The cape is PU, which is a polyurethane, which is a plastic that's slightly flexible. It's not too brittle, it's hard wearing. A lot of first figures use it for a lot of capes and things like that because it's light, it's not going to break. Really well sculpted and you know, perfectly maintained in the box. And when we zoom back out, it's just, I mean, hopefully you saw it at the beginning when I was doing 360s, you know, the just how well it's done. It's moving back a little bit. You can see all the texture on the hood, and there's a big mass of silver across the top of the cowl, which works really well. I will take the head off, guys, and give you a bit of a close-up. Now, why the hand is on the ass, guys, is because the actual grappling hook. Actually, let's talk about this first. As you can see, this hand here we've got in is the moon shurikens, which is very cool. I do like that a lot. So we can switch that hand out. Now, what you're supposed to do is this grappling hook is actually, this is what this hand is for. So I'm just going to very gently take that out, and we're going to pass it up above, and this hand is actually supposed to go there. So you've got the loop of the chain, so you've actually got the loop of the chain coming down. Now, I really like the chain and the grappling hook. Chain reminds me of Spawn, which is always a good thing, but I don't like him holding the hand. I like the moon shurikens, so I decided to wrap it around the arm and stick it up his back. Now, I've got it displayed up high, you would not see the hand at the back at all, and I think it's really, I've not seen anyone else do that. And obviously, if you wanted, you could, you know, bring these loops down a bit more. Yeah, I just think moving the chain and looping it and giving it a bit more movement looks better. I've seen a lot of people just have it down like this, it's just one big loop. Now, is it practical to have it wrapped around his arm? Certainly not. He's going to get so tangled up. Is it much fucking cooler? 100%. Let's take the head off while we're here, and we'll show the alternative. Now, actually, just before we go into this, a lot of people, let's put this back on, we're having a lot of trouble with the seam here. Now, let's go a little bit freehand, if I dare. The seam between the head and the cape, mine isn't too bad. Again, I don't know if people have actually had a go, if the person who I bought this off had a go at it and actually tried to make it sit a little bit flush. The seam on this side is, it's there, but because of the folds of the cloth, you don't really notice it, especially when it's up high. You know, you're looking at it from this sort of angle, you're looking at it from down below, you don't really see it. But XM actually put a video out where they dunked the whole thing in hot water, or close to boiling water, to soften it all up, and then put it onto the statue, holding it into place, moulding it to the head, which is a fine solution, and I'm sure XM have you know best. I personally, if I was doing it, I'd take a hairdryer to it, and I know other collectors have done the same. Like I say, I haven't had to do this. That is not a big enough gap to bother me, especially when it's on display. I didn't want to fuck around with it again. So, but no, if you do get this, guys, just be aware you may have to do some tomfoolery. They're really the only two issues, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen people commenting about the paints on the guy, but I think the paints are more than fine, definitely. Let's go back. Let's take the head off. Good strong magnet. Cowl of Mooney, as Deadpool calls him. Bit of stitching around here. I think the eyes could have been a little bit better. Not terrible. It's not my favourite colour design. I really like the David Finch design. The David Finch design is definitive in my opinion, but I am a real big fan of Mr. Knight from the Lemire run. And also you do now get a switch out head, which we'll have a look at and then I will put on, which is more of the, I suppose, the garb or the mask of Khonshu. You don't really see him like this in the comic. You see him seeing Khonshu in his own image and he looks like this, but actually underneath I think it's pretty much the same sculpt, just painted black and then the mask placed on it. It looks good. It's definitely, if I can get it on, there we go. It's definitely a cool look. I've seen a lot of people displaying it like this and I think they just think it looks cooler. It's not really the character in my opinion, so we will always display him with the normal cowl on. If it ever magnetises back into place. There we go. So options, like I say, we can take this chain off and we can take this grappling hook off. And we do have switch outs. So we've seen the shuriken hand. You get the normal grasping hand, which actually, it's pretty cool. It's actually not terrible whatsoever. And then for the other hand, we get a couple of options. We got this huge, dare I say, moonerang. He's also got the knuckle dusters on this hand. Nicely weathered, nicely painted. That just magnetises in. So you can go for quite a simple look if you want it a little bit more classic, a little less complicated. I think this actually looks really good. I forgot to mention it does come with a print, which I think is basically a pose. He's definitely got the open hand on the print. I'm not sure what he's got on the other hand. Maybe the grappling hook. But yeah, it's pretty nice print. I've got big Moon Knight posters, so I've got those up. So print doesn't bother me too much. So we've got the big moonerang, and then we also have my least favourite piece, which is a staff. Paint's okay, it looks a bit meh. A few runes carved onto it or hieroglyphs. I just think him holding it just looks a bit, well, just looks a bit redundant. He's just holding it straight. I think it would be much better at an angle across his back, or if he's had, I don't know, it's just not a great Moon Knight weapon. I think it's definitely the weakest of all the switch outs. Like I say, grappling hook wrapped around is definitely my favourite, and then the moon shurikens, definitely my favourite way to display. But of course you can choose whatever you like, and I do think it's nice to have a few display options. I don't think it has to be crazy. I don't think the switch out head was needed, to be honest. The pole could really fuck off. The grappling hook's cool, but I would like to see, I don't know, I don't know. I would have liked. I don't know what I'd like to have seen. Yeah, I suppose what they've given here. I suppose the classic setup. I think this is more indicative of Moon Knight than any others. Those two. But I like the grappling hook for a bit of theatre. But so I will be pointing back to that. But there you go, guys. So you know, we haven't even really touched on the pose. The pose does need to be displayed above head height. He's no good. As you can see here, we can't really see his face. We're not really seeing anything. That's probably its eye line. We really need to come down to see more of him. Also uplit. He looks fantastic uplit. When I eventually get around to doing a collection video in the next couple of months, you will see him displayed up high, and I think you'll agree that he does need to be displayed up top. This staff is so bad, I'm going to take it off. I really do not like the staff, guys. I think it's awful. I would have liked to see nunchucks. He does use nunchucks quite a bit. Moonchucks. Yeah, but I'm really happy with him. Like I say, the pose, you've got to have him up high. There's no point having him at eye level or just above head height. He's got to be, you know, a couple of heads above. You know, I'm 6'2", so I've got him on top of a 3-story bestie. So that's 3 cubes up, which is what, 72 inches. So he's, you know, he's pretty high up, and the view underlit. Very happy for the price I paid. XM usual quality, which is always quality. Let's face it. 99% of the time. I think very underrated and definitely a piece that needs to be seen. I had a friend come around tonight and he agreed, you know, it looks a lot better. Even he was impressed, and he knows nothing about Moon Knight. He just likes it on an aesthetic level. But yeah, very happy, and highly recommended, guys. If you get a chance to look at him in person, take a look. And you know, I really hope we do see more Moon Knight with his TV show coming up on Disney Plus. Hopefully they nail that character. I hope they don't just go straight into the, oh my god, he's crazy. I hope they take the time. I hope they do the origin properly. I hope they do Bushman and work the way through. Maybe even some Werewolf by Night would be great in there too. But I hope they just don't go into, oh, he doesn't know who he is, and Khonshu's real or not. Oh, has he got powers or not? I hope he just doesn't do it. They don't go straight into that. I'd like them to lean into that a bit more in season 2. But yeah. Right, guys. I've got another Marvel review what I'm going to do now, so that'll probably follow up, and it's the lovely Domino. So probably once you see this the week after, you'll see that. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, bye.